And we're in. Now, I'm a little worried because this could go one of two ways. Either, like, they really... they do a really good job of, like, showing... freaking... oh, what was I saying? They'll either write Natsuki really well, or it'll be garbage, and I'll be disappointed. Anyway, it's been several weeks since the club officially started. Through their initial setbacks, the 3 club members so far, Monika, Sayori, and Literal Garbage, have increased their collective bond within the club. Sayori has partaken in some of Garbage's higher fantasy literature, and all 3 of them, led by Sayori, have taken an interest in poetry. On a day like any other, the 3 find themselves suddenly interrupted by the clubroom door opening. And in walks a girl none of them have ever seen before. Hi. Sayori tugs excitedly at Monika's sleeve. A pile of garbage shifts in its spot and buries her eyes in her book. Are you here for the literature club? Yeah. Yay, that's great, thanks for stopping by. It's kind of a small club still, so it's really exciting to see new faces. Yeah, come and sit down somewhere. You can sit at my desk. Sayori prances over to her desk and presses her palms onto it. Oh, and Garbage can make you some tea. And I'm specifically calling Yuri that because last time she really pissed me off. Whatever, the Garbage joke fell apart already. Yuri looks up at Sayori in protest for having drawn attention to her. Natsuki silently glances between everyone, then sits down next to Sayori. Monika follows by sitting nearby. The sudden gathering prompts Yuri to stand up, saying that standing in the corner and making tea doesn't sound so bad after all. Okay, how about we all introduce ourselves then? Okay. I'm Monika. I'm the one who started the club. I was originally in the debate club, but I really wanted to do something I felt more passionate about, if that makes sense. So I started the literature club as a way for people to express themselves through writing or reading, or whatever other kind of literature. You know, I figured it was your club. You have that vibe. Oh, I have what vibe? Oh, you know, like... never mind. I'm not gonna judge people I met like that. Very adult-like of you. I always judge people so hard. Oh no, don't, Sayori. Yes, she does. Yuri's deadpan voice carries across the room. Natsuki giggles. I'm Sayori. I just like learning about everyone and making friends. Oh, and I also like poetry. Oh yeah? Very adult-like of you. I'm an adult. The sound of Yuri's electric kettle steaming up fills the room. Oh, that's Yuri. Sayori lowers her voice. She's kinda shy, but she's really nice and super smart. She likes big fantasy books and tea, and I love her. Well, I guess that leaves me then. I'm Natsuki. I like listening to music and hanging out downtown and stuff. And my favorite ice cream flavor is strawberry. Ooh, let's get ice cream. My favorite flavor is probably cookie dough, or maybe chocolate. It's cookie dough. Holy fuck, Natsuki psychic. And Monika's is probably vanilla. What the heck? I take way too many online quizzes. The ice cream ones are always accurate. What's Yuri's favorite? Natsuki shrugs. Probably green tea. I'm just joking, I have no clue for Yuri. Still, it's pretty chill here. Do you like just hang out, or do you actually do club stuff? Well, we do club stuff too. See, all of this automatically soothes my nerves for this. I was worried that they would somehow do Natsuki dirty, because her portrayal was kinda hostile, but if you remember, she did it because it was a male club member, and she was being bullied by half the club. So she's actually stated to have other friends outside the club. So this seems like an organic introduction to Natsuki, so that was pretty interesting. It just hasn't been very structured yet, since we only have like 3 members, so we kinda just loosely spend our time doing the stuff we like. But I keep thinking it's about time we start with some structured club activities. It's been a while since I started the club, so yeah. Well, with that being said, what kind of literature are you into, Natsuki? Anything you'd like the club to get into? Well, I guess I'm literature. Well, I like manga. Manga? Hey, why'd you say it like that? I wanna read manga in the club. Wait, hold on a second. That sounds so great. Like, after I've been doing all this, you return to the desks with a tray of teacups, which she sets down on an empty desk. After all of the deep and immersive reading I've been doing, I wouldn't mind something a little more simple. Manga isn't simple. If you think that, you just don't understand the nuance. I didn't mean simple like that. Well, anyway. Putting manga aside, is there any kind of other literature you're interested in? Well, not really. In that case, have you considered the anime club? Actually, this is pretty accurate, an accurate portrayal. And Natsuki would be in... Natsuki's shock and kind of irritation here is completely justified. Monika is being very close-minded here. Are you serious? I'm not gonna join the anime club. It's full of weird guys. Come on, is it that big of a deal? Manga is literature, right? I mean, I guess if you consider the literal definition of literature, then technically, I get it. Look, I'll do whatever club activities you want. Can I please just join? I won't bother anyone. If I can just keep my manga here and hang out after school, I'll do literally whatever you want me to do. That's fine, right? Wow, Monika. I think this is the most toxic I've ever seen you, but it actually continues this thing I've pointed out. It's like the world constantly rejects the idea of everything Natsuki stands for. Yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. And, Monika, it's not technically. Manga is literally literature. Oh my god, thank you. You're the best. I have most of it crammed in my locker, so I'm going to start getting it, okay? Natsuki stands up. Need some help? Nah, I got it. I just don't want you to see my locker. If you say so, but there's no way it's worse than mine. I hope we never find out then. Natsuki exits the club room, leaving everyone in silence, save for Yuri sipping her tea. Ugh, I'm such a pushover. Hey, it's not that bad. Natsuki seems like a lot of fun. Maybe, but I mean... she has, like, no actual interest in literature, you know? And that's normally fine, but she said she would participate in club activities like it's some kind of obligation. Her tea is going to get cold. Yeah, wait, that's not related. Well, I think everyone deserves a chance, especially if we can bring her happiness. Besides, maybe she'll take a liking to literature. Are you sure you don't want to just read her manga, Sayori? This is actually a... Hey, who do you think I am? Sorry, I didn't mean that. I just feel really uneasy about this. Do you have any opinion, Yuri? Not particularly. She said she wasn't gonna bother anyone. That includes me, so... Does that mean I bother you? No, you're a pleasure to be around. I was just fishing for a compliment. I know, but still, I really think we should give her a chance. Yeah, alright. But I really am gonna start enforcing club activities. I'm willing to cooperate. Suddenly, the three of them hear a thump against the door. What was that? Sari stands up and walks over the door, then opens it. Thank you. Carrying 3 boxes of what is presumably manga. Natsuki grunts and wobbles inside before slowly bending over and dropping the stack on the floor as gently as she can. I'm actually kind of disgusted to see this version of Monika acting like this. This version of Monika is supposed to be a more open-minded version, who is more like stressed, doesn't have this full idea of herself, and yet she's willing to reject others based on her own prejudice of what should be accepted. Though, I guess that might be a theme worth exploring. That's quite a collection. Sayori giggles in excitement while catching her breath. Natsuki replies, "There's still one more box. I can put them away myself. I know how to organize them." Monika anxiously glances between Sayori and Yuri. Is this really okay for the club? Maybe it's what she needs to really kick the club into gear before everyone gets too complacent. It seems like things are finally going to get more serious. I think this is the least painful, really. At the next club meeting, Monika is the first to arrive. But ever since Natsuki joined, she feels a lot less relaxed. Why am I so nervous? Monika paces, trying to figure out her feelings. Natsuki said she wasn't going to bother anyone, so why does it feel like the atmosphere has changed so much? While Monika thinks, the club door opens, revealing Natsuki carrying a box. Monika forces a smile as Natsuki makes her way to the closet. Natsuki forces one in return. While I could see what's being portrayed by Monika being forceful, I think Natsuki's more open personality isn't as forced in this situation. Need help? No, I got it. Monika awkwardly tries to start some kind of conversation, but it fails. Curious, she peeks into the closet where Natsuki is stashing all of her manga. Once dull with school supplies, the shelves are now vibrant with colours and cute-looking artwork. You know, the top shelf is pretty empty. Maybe we could keep it up there? I can't reach up there. That would be so inconvenient. Yeah, but... Monika sighs. The teachers are going to ask what all this manga is doing in here, and I have to tell them it's for the literature club. So? Monika backs off and slumps into a desk. With this kind of tension, it feels like the relaxed atmosphere accumulated over the last few weeks is being sucked right out of the room. It's actually very ironic, because Monika is kind of making this situation the way that she is. She's like making this situation more hostile, while Natsuki is trying to organically be kind of nice. Sure, this one here is a bit blunt, rude, you know, that would be so inconvenient. But also, Natsuki's short. And it's not really rude, it's more like a statement. Good afternoon. Sayori spins into the club room like a Beyblade. Oh, I see someone's in a good mood. Yeah, it's because I have this. Sayori brandishes a cookie wrapped in plastic. I found some money and got a cookie. Ooh, it's so pretty. As Sayori trots over to the closet, the colourful shelves catch her eye. Which one do I start with? Well, you can start by giving me a bite of that cookie. No way, I saved up all my luck to find that money. If you want entry into my kingdom, you need to pay the tax, peasant. Boo! Defeated, Sayori unwraps her cookie and breaks off a piece for Natsuki. Unfortunately, this is where a downside of not having like voice acting comes in, because there is two ways of playing this off. Either Natsuki being serious and being a bully, though with facial expressions, we know it's more leaning towards the second one, which is more of a comedic kind of hoping to build a bond. Then Yuri silently walks into the club room. Monika glances at her with pleading eyes. Yuri quickly returns a nod of understanding. Well, everyone's here now. Despite the club having only one more person than before, it somehow feels twice as lively. Okay, so I think today we'll go over some potential club activities and see which one we want to do first. We have 4 members now, so it'd be great if we found some stuff to do as a group. Does that sound good to everyone? I agree. Okay, so I have some ideas of my own, but I want to hear your ideas too. Well, I've been having a lot of fun learning about everyone else's interests. So maybe we can have each person a day share their favorite kind of literature with everyone. Sayori being progressive and showing why she's one of the best characters in the game. Well, maybe Monika being close-minded. Something tells me that. Monika glances at Yuri and Natsuki, who both appear very unwilling to even consider each other's interests. What? Okay, this might be a giant flaw. I think this will be the weakest part of this story. From what we've seen of this version of Natsuki, she seems very open, and I don't think she'd be against at least taking a try at Yuri's preferred type of literature. Yuri, on the other hand, I completely agree with this statement. Maybe we can try to come up with something that everyone can enjoy equally. You know, like we all vote in a book to read or something like that. I think we should all try to collectively expand our interests rather than just stick to the things we're familiar with. Why does it feel like I'm being targeted here? That's actually true. Natsuki, didn't you say that you'd go along with whatever the club wanted to do? Well, yeah, but that doesn't make it okay for you to ignore everyone else's preferences. Again, this isn't hostility. Monika has made it blatantly obvious that she does not have any faith in literally anything Natsuki has interests in. I like Sayori's suggestion. Yeah, me too. Yeah, but Monika's voice trails off. Although she let Natsuki join the club, Monika finds it incredibly difficult to relent to her demands. If Natsuki doesn't respect the club, why should Monika have to yield to Natsuki's opinion on anything? What? Natsuki joined the club less than 24 hours ago, and not only has she said that she is completely interested and willing to go along with everything in the club, she's actually actively gone yeah, I'm perfectly fine going outside my comfort zone, but I'd prefer not to be bullied while at it. Natsuki, are you sure you don't have any other literature interests you could share with the club? I swear I don't mind if you keep your manga in here, but I just... Natsuki cuts Monika off by suddenly standing up. Well, it's obvious that I'm not wanted here, so I'm just gonna leave. But I really would have appreciated you being more upfront about it. Okay, well, I think you're kind of jumping to conclusions here, but you feel free to do whatever you want. What? No, Natsuki's completely in the right. Again. She's gunning it. She even, oh my god. Like, Natsuki came into the club, showed an interest, it was willing to expand upon her own self-interests, tried to get along with everyone, and Monika has been completely dead set on completely ignoring everyone else. Natsuki shoots Monika a quick glare before walking straight out of the room. Oh no. Sari runs after her, leaving just Monika and Yuri. For the second time today, Monika slumps down into a desk. Why am I such a jerk? No, she's a jerk. She's just making me feel this way. Monika looks up at Yuri, seeking affirmation. Yuri looks away. She probably just went around looking for the smallest club so she could find that she doesn't have to participate. How does she expect me to give her respect when she has no respect for the club? Am I wrong, Yuri? I'm not good at these things, Monika sighs. Me neither. The big problem here is that Natsuki is shown the complete opposite of what Monika is saying is happening here. I just have no idea what to do. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I feel like it's wrong. It's not wrong to enforce the club vision. You know, like, people should join because they want to express their passion for literature, or at least develop it. So maybe she's not a good fit for the club after all. Monika sits in silence, afraid to accept her tentative conclusion. Yuri looks tense, but she doesn't want to seem to add anything. You can go back to reading. I know this doesn't concern you. It does. It does? How? Well, I just can't comfortably read an atmosphere where the peace has been disturbed. Oh. Well, great. I'm just ruining the whole club then. That's not an accurate conclusion to make. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of voicing my frustration, and I guess guilt. I guess my frustration wants to blame her, but my guilt wants to blame me. And unfortunately, your guilt is right. You are in the wrong. The only part where I agree, where it may seem like Natsuki doesn't respect the club, is where she said she'll do anything, just let her store her manga. But on the flip side, she wanted to express her passion for a less commonly accepted form of literature. Why is it hardest to be rational during the times you need it the most? I don't think you're being irrational. I think Natsuki is. She has no authority to walk in here and make demands of the club. Your club. Something as ridiculous as manga has no place here. The fact that you're even storing it for her should make her completely indebted to you. Look, I know Yuri, you have to make yourself the most unlikable character ever, but as the one person who seemingly understands what literature is, get fucked. You fuckers even went, if you look at the literal definition of literature, I guess it's accepted. Well, you're right, but I don't know, isn't it kind of harsh to say things like it's ridiculous and has no place here? Do you not feel the same way? You've been doing everything you can to avoid associating the club with it, so I assumed you felt the same way about it. That's not true. Well, recalling her confrontations with Natsuki, a realization starts to set in. You may be right. I mean, if it was anything besides manga, would I really be acting this way? Maybe I've just been convincing myself that it has nothing to do with the manga. I'm really upset that I'd do that myself. With a sigh, Monika walks over to the closet. She finds herself staring at the colourful shelves. It's just, this really wasn't what I had in mind for a club about literature. There shouldn't be anything wrong with that. Monika starts defending her position once again. It's a complicated issue that Monika has failed to consider before now. Where is the line that is even drawn at what to consider as literature? Lost in thought, she reaches into the larger box sets and pulls out a volume, inspecting it for no particular reason. The cover features 4 girls striking cute and exaggerated poses, all dressed in short skirts. Yeah, I mean... Amused by the absurdity of the cover, Monika opens the book. Fuck you! Yeah, normally I don't do this because I usually leave it all for one go. Like, each one gets its own section. Unfortunately, this one has left me kinda bitter, and I don't really want to leave an episode with such discontent for what Monika has done. So, I guess we're going all the way through with respect. This sucks. Why is Monika being such a jerk? She should be grateful that I even joined her stupid club. It's not like she can find any Okay. Not the best start here. It's actually really bad that this is how they wanted to focus Natsuki here, because Natsuki actually had a point. Monika's usually really nice. She cares so much about everyone in the club being happy. Yeah, right. Well, she usually does. Maybe when she's not busy being so judgmental. So what if I'm into manga? Why can't just one person accept that instead of being so condescending about it? I accept it. I think it's cute. Oh, come on, that's condescending too. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I just want to support you. Natsuki sighs. I know, thanks. Okay, this bit here, both characters have a point. It can come off condescending when Sayori goes, I accept it, I think it's cute. And Natsuki, who's clearly being, like, feeling targeted, thinks that the one person who followed her is just doing it to attempt to make her feel better. So, you know, I'm not really worried about this. Actually, this entire starting section is fine, apart from that second line. That second line is dog shit and shouldn't exist. I know, thanks. It just really sucks. Do you want me to talk to Monika? I don't know. It's not like it's gonna change her opinion of me. Like, even if you were to convince her to back off, that wouldn't suddenly make me feel like I'm actually welcome in the club. I should just find another club. Wait, you don't have to do that. We can figure this out. Please. I mean, I'm the vice president, or at least I think I am. And I don't want you to leave. Everyone deserves to feel welcome and to be happy, so I want to make that happen for you. I was wondering, what was the reason that you decided to join the literature club? Well, Natsuki hesitates. It's kinda dumb. Or don't say that. There's no such thing as a dumb reason when everyone is welcome. I wasn't welcome. You were to me. Natsuki in the club has one other person. So, just don't tell anyone, okay? Especially Monika. I promise. Natsuki sighs. I'm just tired of everyone judging me all the time. I can't enjoy any of the stuff I'm into without other people making snotty comments about it. Not that I care what anyone else thinks, but you know, the signs for the literature club said you can be yourself or whatever. So I decided it was worth a shot. I fucking knew it. Oh, that's so... like, because we've spent the last fucking 3 hours seeing how, like, the literature club is supposed to be about everyone. And I had a feeling that that's probably why Natsuki would come in, but I didn't say anything because, well, I didn't want to sound like a fucking idiot. But it makes sense, you know? But that was a lie, apparently. Natsuki dejectedly kicks the toe of her shoe against the wall. Oh, and I like writing too. Really? How come you didn't say that to Monika? Because she was being so judgmental, I didn't want to tell her something she wanted to hear. That's actually a fair criticism. Why would you actively, like, go out of your way to be nice to someone who's so hell-bent on kicking you down? She didn't deserve that kind of satisfaction. And if she knew I was into writing, then she would be one just like everyone else and try to push me away from manga in favor of the more mature thing. The two of them remained silent for a while. Saya understands it's out of the question for Natsuki to return to the club room for today, at least. But Natsuki has a reason for wanting to join the club, just like everyone else. It's part of the club vision for her to be welcome. You deserve to be able to express yourself as much as everyone else does. It's supposed to be what the club is for, so I'm going to do everything I can to fix this. I promise. It's lunchtime the next day. The cafeteria halls are bustling with students rushing to meet their friends and make the most out of their limited break time. Excuse me, what's this? Is this Doki Doki Literature Club, but they didn't skip immediately to the end of the day? Where could she be? Among them is Monika, who always eats lunch in her classroom, but she has some additional business today. Fearing Natsuki would avoid coming to the club, Monika decided to try and find her during lunch so that she could make amends. After searching for an extensive time, Monika finally spots her. Despite her short stature, Natsuki's bright hair helps her stand out from the crowd. Oh gosh. Well, at least this part's consistent. Suddenly feeling awkward, Monika is afraid to get closer. Natsuki is with some friends who Monika doesn't recognize, and they're all energetically chatting together. It would be really tactless to just interrupt them. Oh yeah, did you end up joining the literature club or what? Of course I joined, why wouldn't I? I told you she would join. Come on, you know she only joined because you wouldn't stop giving her crap about the anime club. I told you, I never wanted to join that stupid club. Oh sure. Well, you have to give her some credit for at least making an effort to finally grow past that trash. Well, congrats on finally graduating middle school, Natsuki. We're proud of you. Shut up, just let me do my thing. I'm just joking, you know we love you. Yeah, once the literature club makes you famous, we'll be the first ones to buy your book. What, you're gonna buy her smutty fanfiction? Well, obviously I want a signed copy. That was like years ago. You don't think I've grown out of it by now? I told you I was joking. Besides, it's a good reminder of how far you've come since then. Not to mention that you couldn't have done it without us. That gives us a pass to joke about it. Yeah, sure. They grow up so fast, it brings a tear to my eye. Natsuki suddenly glances in Monika's direction, prompting Monika to quickly turn around and distance herself. What the heck? That was horrible. I should have said something to defend her. Why do I have to be so conflict avoidant? Not that I deserve to say anything. I'm hardly better than them after the way I treated her. I'm so awful. I'm not doing anything right. This is actually like really powerful stuff to show like the position that Natsuki herself is in. I actually think it's kind of nice that Monika is being shown like how awful she truly is being. Oh fuck, I forgot to read that. After school end, Monika distractedly makes her way to the club room. She finds Yuri already inside, eyes on a book as usual. Monika picks a desk and slumps into it, something she seems to be doing rather often lately. Yuri, I don't think I can be club president. I suck at handling anything that doesn't go, like, exactly my way. Yuri looks up from her book. It's like the literature club is a place where you go to get to express yourself, unless it's in a way that I don't like. I'm so mad at myself. And I'm especially mad that I didn't have the self-reflection skills to realize what I was doing. So much for maturity. Sorry, I really shouldn't be complaining out loud like this. There's just a lot on my mind. No. I enjoy listening. Really? Why? Yuri shrugs. It just makes me feel nice. Oh well, I guess I'll continue then. Yuri nods, yeah. Well, Natsuki has kind of a blunt attitude, you know. It made me feel like she wasn't taking the club seriously. I couldn't even figure out why she wanted to join. I saw her friends talking to her in the hallway during lunch, and they were just so mean to her. Telling her to grow up and stuff like that, that the literature club would help her grow out of her manga. It just made me so mad, like, just let her enjoy it. It makes her happy. Why are you trying to take that away from her? And when I had that thought, I came to the realization that I was kind of doing the same thing, just in a roundabout way. I should have made her feel good about being passionate about something, but I just dismissed it. I was actually trying to avoid acknowledging it at all. I even did that with you, Yuri, when you first joined the club. You did? Yeah, I remember. Fantasy isn't really my thing, and I was trying to dismiss it, then Sayori jumped in and took over the conversation. I should have reflected on that, but I didn't, because I just let Sayori handle it instead. And now I'm repeating the same mistake. Except I really hurt someone this time. Monika shakes her head. So tired of being afraid of things I'm not comfortable with. It's so stupid. Like, I can just picture how much joy it would bring Natsuki if I let her share her passion just a little. I'm so angry that her friends were treating her like that. I'm gonna go get them back for it. Get them back? Yeah, I'll get them back. By making sure that this is the literature club that Natsuki wants, not the one that they want. Suddenly, Sayori bursts through the door, making Monika and Yuri jump. With a rare, stern face, she marches over to Monika's desk and sits down next to her. I'm having an intervention. And I can do that because I'm the vice president. Is this about Natsuki? Yes. Yeah, I know. I messed up. I'm super sorry. I was just talking to Yuri about it. Really? I was just so dismissive of her passion that she felt threatened and probably just unwelcome. Literally the opposite of what the literature club is supposed to be. I really need to make it up to her. Oh? Yay, I did it! Thanks for the intervention, Sayori. I'm glad we're on the same page. Friendship wins again! So how do you want to make it up to her? I have a plan. Sayori, do you know if Natsuki's coming to the club meeting today? I don't think she is. I see. Monika's afraid of that, not because of her plan, but because she's facing the consequences of the damage she's inadvertently caused. No, she directly caused that damage. But the only way to do the right thing is to face it head on. It's so easy to duck away from conflict and wait for it to blow over. I'm glad that we're seeing some consequences for Monika's inability to face like everyone else. That's not enough. And I'm glad that Monika herself gets a character arc like everyone else did. But it's not enough. To truly respect someone's feeling after you've hurt them is to face them and admit your wrongdoing. Not the wrongdoing of mismanaging the club, but the wrongdoing of disrespecting Natsuki's feelings. Okay, do you think you can get her to come to the meeting tomorrow? I can do that. Okay, awesome. Yuri, you don't have to worry about anything, but thank you for being my friend and you're a good listener. Fidgeting with her hair, Yuri turns away to hide a smile. Well, I guess that's it for today. It's going to be a pretty quiet club meeting. I'm going to step out for a bit, is that okay? Yeah, I'm just going to read with Yuri. Hey, is this one of Natsuki's books? How come it's out here? Sorry, picks up the manga that was resting on an adjacent desk. Oh, that? Natsuki probably left it out by accident. But I thought she hasn't been coming to the club. Actually, Monika's been... Okay, Yuri, I'm pretty sure that someone else has been using this classroom then, okay? Monika smiles at both of them. Then with a wave, she exits the club room. Yeah, how to show that you've repented for some of your most terrible actions by lying to your friends. I really shouldn't have left that out. If Sayori catches on, she'll definitely tell Natsuki and that would get really awkward. Now, I wonder if there's a keyboard that I could borrow from the music room. Why? The time for the next club meeting has already arrived. Okay, cool, we just skipped straight to the end. Monika and Yuri are the first to arrive, at the same time. I'm so worried. Do you think Sayori's going to be able to bring Natsuki? Yes. How do you know? Because Sayori has people skills. Natsuki's hurt, but also shown that she actually has a genuine passion for literature. Well, she's Sayori. No, you're right. Time slowly passes. Monika sits, then stands up to pace around, then sits again. Yuri's eyes don't move from her book. Then the door finally opens. Sayori marches in. Behind her, Natsuki shuffles inside, nervously looking around the room. We're here. Welcome back. Monika, the club president, stands up and greets them with a smile. Sayori picks a desk and takes a seat. Natsuki sits closely next to her. Looking back and forth between the club members, Monika is struck with a nostalgic feeling. She would stand at the front of the club room just like this, struggling to picture just who may eventually be sitting before her. But imagination would never be enough to predict just how unique and diverse each club member would be. Each with her own struggles, her own reason for seeking the vision that Monika has admittedly so vaguely advertised. Seeking trust, understanding, respect. What new lessons will hold the future for the literature club? Realizing that she's getting ahead of herself, Monika takes a deep breath and returns to the present. Okay everyone, the literature club is starting. We have an activity planned for today. Monika turns around to face the chalkboard. On it she writes manga in big letters. Today we're going to be learning from an expert about a unique form of literature, manga. Oh, come on. Isn't this kind of forced? I know you don't actually want to do this, so just... This makes sense. Of course Natsuki is hesitant and fearful, because Monika hasn't shown Natsuki that she's come to understand this. Monika shakes her head. Natsuki, this is the hardest part. After making it this far, it would be so easy to just smile and move on. That's not enough. Not this time. I'm sorry. No. It was wrong of me to not take you seriously when you were kind enough to show interest in my club. I thought about it and I realized how biased I was against manga. It caused me to disrespect you, and I'm sorry. But I think you deserve to be able to share your passion with us. So, can I make it up to you? Well, thanks, but I know you're only doing this because Sayori told you to. Wait, that's not true. Monika planned this by herself. I didn't even get a chance to talk to her. I was witness to that as well. This is the literature club. The literature club is a place where everyone gets to be themselves. We all have our own interests and our differences. It's my vision to let us freely express that. And it's my goal to respect everyone for them. So I just want to learn about the things that make you happy. I think you deserve to share that joy just as much as everyone else does. Is that okay? Natsuki looks away and hesitates, but it's really dumb, the stuff I'm into. Monika smiles. She kneels in front of Natsuki's desk, looking her straight in the eye. If you like it, then it's not dumb. Oh, except for me. Sayori, you're not dumb either. Ah, what the heck. You guys are so weird. Fine, I'll show you some of my manga. Only because you admitted it's literature after all. Natsuki stands up. Oh yeah, I didn't say this before, but I'm actually into writing too. I'm kind of a pro. But I didn't want you to like me just for that. Wow, really? I really did have you all wrong, Natsuki. Yeah, whatever. Today's not about that anyway, right? It's about manga, so I hope you're ready. CG. Fuck! A week has passed since Natsuki returned to the literature club. Since then, club activities have taken a full swing. Each club member had received a day in the spotlight to share all their favourite kinds of literature with each other. As another meeting draws to a close, Monika approaches Natsuki on the way out. Natsuki, are you in a hurry home or anything? Me? Not particularly, why? Oh, there was something I wanted to show you, if you had a few minutes. Sure, what is it? It's not in here. Could you follow me to the music room? It's a knife, stab. The music room? Why? Well, you'll see. You know, I was thinking back. When the club was just me and Sayori, we would talk about how we envisioned the club to turn out. We cared a lot about it being a place where people could express themselves. She said something strange to me. She said I was trying to make the club that I needed myself more than anyone. But I think it wasn't until you joined that I fully understood that. Because you really taught me a lot about myself, like the things I was probably always too stubborn to admit. Oh, come on, you can't mean that. I didn't even do anything. I just, like, brought a bunch of manga, and then I got fussy when I didn't have my own way. That's kinda flawed. You got fussy when you were actively targeted, but I guess Natsuki isn't perfect here. She does have problems, and I've pointed out there are times where the dialogue doesn't make much sense, and she's a bit overly, like, hostile, but the game shows that she's hesitant and fearful, and it makes Natsuki more human. And this was an organic step for Monika's character arc, so it made it that much more interesting. It was really stupid of me to make such a big deal out of it. No, I honestly needed it. If you didn't express that you were hurt, I would have never realized that I did something wrong. Besides, your feelings are valid. They deserve to be heard and respected. It's just really hard to feel that way sometimes. You know, like, I really shouldn't care about what other people think in the first place. But when you're criticized by everyone around you for being a certain way, it can get really hard to just brush it off. And it makes me start to feel like I'm the problem. I'm not doing enough to please everyone else. Am I being too entitled if I just want people to like me without me having to hide a bunch of this stuff about myself? I don't think I am. I just wish that sometimes people would try to appreciate me for who I actually am. As Monika listens, she recalls vividly how Natsuki's friends were treating her, and how naturally they did so. How long has she been fighting against that, refusing to change for others? I could only wish to be as strong as you are, Natsuki. You're so honest with yourself. I'm, like, always trying to come off as perfect for other people. Anytime there's like a hint of contention, I just crumble. But it's thanks to you that I really started thinking about this stuff. You really inspired me to start working on it. But well, like I said, I didn't even do anything. You were just yourself, and that's all you needed to do. There's also something else. Monika takes a breath. The thing is, I might have read a little bit of your manga. What the heck? Why didn't you tell me? I'm sorry, I think I just felt like kind of embarrassed to admit it after I gave you such a hard time about it. I can't believe you. Of all people, you were reading my manga behind my back. That's so funny. Yeah, well, I just flipped through one of them out of curiosity, but I ended up reading a whole bunch of it. I mean, one of the characters was in a literature club. What are the chances, right? You were reading Parfait Girls? Wow, you have good taste. Just one volume. And I kind of picked it out randomly. Well, you have good intuition then. You have to tell me your favorite parts. Well, I think it was some kind of weird fate. Because the character isn't just in a literature club, she also plays piano. It's just weird because I've always wanted to learn piano. She was like the perfect person that I always wished I was. If I just did what I wanted instead of always second guessing myself. Monika walks over to the piano and sits down. I always felt like I should only share the absolute best parts of myself, the parts that would impress people or make them like me more. But after you joined the club, I realized how self-destructive that mentality is. We share things because we want to express ourselves, sharing experiences that allows us to share emotions. Wait, what's the button? Isn't there a... on. What are the buttons? I always forget. I thought there was a way to... Oh, who knows. Oh, man. Sorry, give me a moment. Right, I just felt like I wanted to show you this because if it wasn't for you, I would never start playing piano. I think the credit for that one goes to Parfait Girls, not me. No. Well, it may be true that Parfait Girls put the thought in my head. It was still you who inspired me to keep practicing every day. Every day. Because, you know, you just make me feel like if I want to do something, I should just do it. I mean, I still haven't been practicing for very long. I'm really not good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote a song for the club, and I worked really hard on it. It doesn't have any songs, any words or anything, but, well, yeah. Oh, I'm fucked. Oh, and it's a banger as well. What's... There's moments where, like, Sayori's in shock, her eyes always so beady. Ah, Monika Doki Literature Club Plus, thanks for the follow. That's all. That was so good. It actually was. I actually love the way that this is going, the way that they're characterizing Monika. I believe that was what held back Monika in the original, like in the base game. Because I couldn't sympathize as much with her. I got the general premise, but, you know. It was? Yeah, are you kidding? You're already like a pro. Not even close. Does the song have a name? You said it was about the club, so yeah. It's called My Song, Your Note. Because everyone brings something so unique to the club. It's completely different from how I first imagined it, I think. But I was like such a selfish perfectionist. It shouldn't be about me, it should be about everyone. Oh, I forgive you, Monika. And it's all of you who helped me shape the club into what it is. I would never change that. Well, I think that's very thoughtful. and kind of flattering. I kind of feel like I don't deserve this much validation. I wasn't exactly very patient either when I first joined the club. Okay, that's valid. It was pretty like. It makes me feel like I should apologize too. I think I was just really fed up with a lot of things, and I got frustrated after not getting my way in the club. So yeah, I really didn't mean to take it out on you. I was being really immature. If you got my stubborn butt to apologize, I guess you're doing something right. It's fine, I'm past it too. I think we're already even. But it's really sweet that you're thinking about it. It takes a lot of maturity to reflect on that kind of thing. Wow. Well, I wonder who I got it from. Oh, never mind. Well, anyway, we're even as long as you keep my manga in the club room. You did admit it's a form of literature. You totally can't take that back now. You got me. The closet's all yours. I'll tell you what. I'll bring a little something for the club tomorrow. I want to do something nice in return. What kind of little something? Oh, you'll see. But I don't think you'll be disappointed. Give me a CG! I want to see it. The next club meeting ends up being a particularly tasty one. No! No! We got a new email. Staying focused on our goals. As a reminder to help guide our data collection, any analysis performed should be focused on answering some of these main questions. How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's emotional state? How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's values and goals? How does someone effectively navigate and experiment with their ability to change the content of their virtual machine? How is elevated access being weaponized? Lame, if you're weaponizing Monika, you're already garbage. What actions and values are most contribute to the destruction of the universe? Most importantly, how might your observation apply to our own universe? Bonus, how can we present this to upper management as an operation that benefits the company? Unrelated note, whoever changed the color scheme of the desktop to pink, can you please change it back? It's unprofessional and it runs the risk of drawing eyes. No, pink's cool. Oh yeah. Finish respect 2. There we go. There we go. I think it's nice seeing Natsuki actually get a W for once. And the music is should be My Song Your Note. Or no, it's My Song Your Note, but the piano version. Fair enough. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you know you're loved. Respect. I wish good fortune amongst you. And I hope that you can follow your dreams just as everyone else does. And I wish to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.